Today we are going to talk about the one prayer. A prayer so powerful, it was whispered through pain, bled through wounds, and echoed in silence. It healed the dying. It startled demons. It comforted even the soul of Saint Padre Pio, the man who bore the wounds of Christ himself. A prayer he turned to in his darkest hours, now revealed to the world not by a historian, not by a mystic, but by none other than Pope Leo XIV himself. But before we unravel this spine-tingling revelation, let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered if there's a hidden spiritual key, a prayer buried under centuries of dust, that when spoken in faith, makes heaven tremble and hell panic? What if such a prayer has been in plain sight all along, and only now are we finally ready to receive it? Welcome to Matters in Rome. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on the notifications bell for more videos. Also, please like, share, and comment below, because today you might just hear a prayer that changes your life. Let me take you back to a chilling night in 1947, a few years after World War II. Padre Pio had just finished his evening prayers in the dim candlelit chapel of San Giovanni Rotondo. Outside, a storm raged like a furious demon, lightning flashing, thunder crashing. Inside, Padre Pio sat silently, his bloodied hands trembling, clutching a worn-out crucifix. Suddenly, a young seminarian who was visiting ran into the chapel, pale as death. He claimed he saw a black shadow pacing outside his room, whispering in Latin, "He prays, but he doesn't know the prayer." Padre Pio looked up, his eyes reflecting both gentleness and fire. He said one line that left everyone breathless. "That's because the prayer is not spoken from the tongue, but from the wounds of the soul." What did he mean? And what prayer was he referring to? For decades, scholars and believers alike tried to decipher the specific prayer Padre Pio leaned on the most during spiritual warfare, sickness, and miracles. Many assumed it was the Rosary, others the Divine Mercy Chaplet. But according to recently uncovered papal documents and a stunning announcement made by Pope Leo XIV during his Lenten address in Vatican Square, it wasn't either of them. The prayer Padre Pio used most was known as the secret prayer of abandonment, and it is hauntingly beautiful. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. To understand the magnitude of this revelation, you need to hear the full story, especially how Pope Leo XIV came to learn about it. In early 2024, Pope Leo XIV visited the archives beneath the Vatican, a labyrinth of marble, manuscripts, and mysteries. He wasn't there by coincidence. He said he had a dream the night before, where he saw Padre Pio sitting in a dark room, pointing to a hidden drawer beneath a statue of the Virgin Mary. Guess what? The next morning, a curator found the exact drawer Pope Leo described. Inside it was an old notebook with handwritten prayers, believed to be Padre Pio's personal devotional records. What stunned the pontiff wasn't the beauty of the text. It was the simplicity of the prayer that repeated over 50 times in different languages and ink. "O Lord, into your hands I abandon myself. Mold me, use me, break me, heal me. I trust you with all that I am, even when I feel nothing at all. Amen." Short, raw, terrifyingly honest. No flowery language. No rituals. Just abandonment. Complete surrender. And yet, the moment Pope Leo XIV read that prayer aloud to his inner circle, something unexplainable happened. The lights in the archive flickered. One of the assistants fell to his knees, weeping uncontrollably. A hidden crucifix fell from a dusty shelf. And for 72 hours, reports of strange healings started surfacing from believers who had been in the square when the prayer was announced. Coincidence? You decide. Here's where it gets even more eerie. A nurse named Mariella, from Naples, claimed her son had been in a coma for 3 years following a motorcycle accident. The very night she saw the Pope announce the prayer on live television, she whispered it into her son's ear, crying, trembling, unsure of what she was doing. He woke up that same night. Doctors called it impossible. She called it Padre Pio's final blessing. But let's take a step back. Why would Padre Pio, the man known for supernatural bilocation, reading souls, and bearing the wounds of Christ, favor such a stripped-down, vulnerable prayer? Because Padre Pio understood something we often forget. God isn't moved by how holy we sound. He's moved by how surrendered we are. He used to say, prayer is the oxygen of the soul. But abandonment is its fire. He didn't mean to pray passively. He meant to die to self in the act of prayer, offering not just your words, but your will, your pain, your confusion, your everything. That's what made this prayer more dangerous to the devil than an exorcist's chant. It wasn't loud, but it was real. Some say that prayer even saved Padre Pio's life once. It was 1955, and Padre Pio had collapsed during Massachusetts. His heart had stopped for nearly 2 minutes. When he revived, he didn't speak about death or light tunnels. He whispered, "I prayed the abandonment, and he held me." That's when it became clear to his inner circle. He had entrusted everything to God, even the fear of death. Now, here's the kicker, the funny and terrifying part. When Pope Leo XIV was asked why he chose to share the prayer now, he smiled and said, "Padre Pio came to me in a dream again. But this time, he was laughing. He told me, 'What are you waiting for? The world is already falling apart.'" And maybe he's right. We live in a world full of noise, full of fancy words, political prayers, and spiritual performances. But what we need is a cry from the gut. A surrender so real that even the heavens stop to listen. That's why this prayer is not just healing. It's dangerous. Because when you truly abandon yourself to God, you no longer belong to fear, or failure, or the devil. You become untouchable in the spirit. So, what will you do now? Will you recite it once and forget? Or will you dare to pray it until your soul believes it? Try it tonight. In your room. Alone. Whisper it like Padre Pio did. Let the storm rage outside. Let your doubts scream inside. But pray it anyway. Because someone's healing may not be in a doctor's office. It might be in one small prayer of surrender. "O Lord, into your hands I abandon myself. Mold me, use me, break me, heal me. I trust you with all that I am, even when I feel nothing at all. Amen." Okay, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Like, share, and subscribe for more. And if this prayer touched you, try praying it for someone else. Until next time, keep your heart surrendered, because heaven is always listening.